One of my favorite ways to use a woven tapestry that I just created is by turning it into a usable pillow. Before I show you how to do this, let's talk about the most important part, the weaving. Now, not any tapestry can or should be turned into a pillow. You want to make sure it's made from materials and techniques that can handle being handled. Pillows don't hang protected and out of reach on the wall like tapestries. They are picked up, thrown, fluffed, sat on, and grabbed. Make sure that while you're weaving, your piece that you create can endure all of this. Make sure your piece begins and ends with a twining stitch at the top and the bottom. You might also want to add 1/2 inch of flat, tight weave around the border of your tapestry for easy sewing if you are using thick or tough materials within the center. Leave about 1 inch or so of warp strings on either end, and then when you cut the tapestry off the loom, use a needle to tuck all of the warp strings over the twining row and down through a few rows of weft to exit out the back side. This creates a nice, clean, even border on all sides of your tapestry, ready for sewing. There are 2 ways to create a pillow. With the first option, it doesn't matter the size or shape of your tapestry, so you can make whatever your heart desires. You can use stuffing to fill it in and to fit any dimensions you need. I won't be going into details about this approach, but you will sandwich the tapestry between 2 pieces of fabric and sew around the border, leaving about 6 inches of an opening on one side. Then turn the pillow inside out so that the tapestry is on the front, and stuff the pillow between the 2 pieces of fabric until it is full of stuffing, and sew it up. This option also works great for tapestries that have loose or holes within the techniques that need a fabric behind them to keep the stuffing in, or that use materials that you don't want to get snagged by a zipper. The second option to create a pillow is the option I will be sharing the tutorial for in this video. We will be adding a zipper so that you can add or remove a pillow insert. This makes it great for cleaning or storing flat when you are not using it. Because we are using an insert, you will need to plan before weaving by measuring the insert and then weaving a tapestry to fit that size. Because we are adding a zipper, we won't be sewing in a liner behind the tapestry. Now the insert does have an outer lining, but you still want to make sure that the surface of your tapestry is as tight and flat as possible to prevent any fingers or items from poking through. You will also need a single piece of fabric for the backing. Here I am using an 18-inch insert, so I have woven the tapestry 19 inches square to allow a seam on all sides, and I am using a 14-inch invisible zipper. You can sew the pillow by hand, but it is much faster and easier if you happen to have a sewing machine handy. Begin by sewing the zipper to the middle of the bottom side of the tapestry. To do this, place the zipper upside down on the right side of the tapestry, with the seam of the zipper matching up with the edge. Pin it in place. Use a zipper foot and a tight zigzag stitch to sew up as close to the zipper as possible. Now unzip the zipper and place the other side of the zipper face down on a piece of fabric for the backing, just like with the tapestry, so that the seam of the zipper matches up with the edge. Now place the tapestry and the piece of fabric straight on top of each other, with the right sides facing inwards. Pin the zipper in place and then sew it together. It might help to use a pen and a ruler to trace straight, perpendicular lines around the border before pinning and sewing. Make sure not to sew the zipper shut while you're doing this, but do get as close as possible to it on either side. Now turn the pillow inside out through the zipper opening. Make sure to poke out the corners so they're nice and square. Open the zipper and place the insert inside. Check if there are any gaps around the edges of the zipper and hand sew them shut if there are. That's it! Your pillow is ready to be used, and the best part is that you can unzip the bottom and remove the insert at any time.